Alright guys, small simple project today. I am installing some cabinet latches. And these are to keep cabinets closed. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I did a nursery about a year ago, which means I've got a little one who's starting to get mobile. And I want to keep him out of the kitchen cabinets, particularly the ones that we hide things like, not hide, but keep things like dish detergents and soaps and that kind of stuff. So real simple step, keep everybody safe, especially as they get mobile. Now there are all sorts of cabinet latches on the market that sit on the front knobs, which I'm not crazy about in my scenario. These are cherry cabinets, which means they'd mark pretty easily if we repeatedly wanged some kind of latch across the face of them. And then there are lots of others that require some real depth here. So the face frame on my cabinets is pretty thin. So you guys can see this area right here. Yours might be like mine and is thin. A lot of the options I looked at required some real depth here for a latch to engage, and that's just not going to work in my scenario. But these, I do have a little bit of experience with. These cabinet roller latches sit right here, and then another piece attaches to the face of the door. So this isn't a permanent lock, it's just going to make it very hard to open. And we're gonna try measuring how much force it takes to open that after. So when installing these cabinet latches, placement's pretty important. I don't wanna put the latch down bottom and be racking the door all the time. I don't want it to be twisting. We're gonna try and put the latch as close to behind the knob as possible. That way when we're opening the door, there's no twisting motion going on that face frame. So I bought a kit of 8, and it's gonna come with latches. That is these little roller latch that is gonna go on the inside of the face frame. It's going to go right here, and then these little tangs here that engage the latch and that make it hard to open. I've got 2 cabinets here that join together. There's a real simple way to gauge how deep this needs to be. So I've got this assembled, and I'm going to place it against the face of the door on the inside and hold it in place. And then I'm simply just going to open the other door and mark its location. Not bad. I think I'm going to grab a piece of painter's tape, make that mark a little brighter. That way I can make this a little easier on myself and potentially easy enough for you guys to see. So what you hopefully can see here is where the front face, the little bracket needs to be, and the 2 little holes that go in the face frame. So I'm going to pre-drill for a couple of holes and get this mounted. So these are really small screws, so it's not going to be much of a pre-drill. I'm using a 1/16 inch drill bit. All right, and the marks I traced out are slots, and I'm going to pre-drill the holes in the slots. That way I have some forward and backward adjustment if my placement wasn't exactly correct, but I'm pretty confident in it. Time for these. Try and mark for these holes on the inside of the cabinet. And apologies, this is not going to be easy for you guys to see. Or myself for that matter, without a little bit of light. So let's give it a handy dandy load check. And I'm getting around 5 pounds to open the door, which would be why I'd say keep the latch behind the handle so we're not constantly racking that door. I don't know that 5 pounds is going to count as child-proof, certainly hopefully baby resistant. My wife and I are going to keep an eye on this, make sure that baby Jackson does not get in here. If it looks like he does, I'll do an upgraded solution. All right, so I got both sides of that cabinet installed, and a thought had occurred to me, and this might work out good for you guys too, If that 5 pounds isn't enough to keep your cabinet doors closed, I might end up just doubling mine up. That'll make it 10 pounds to open. And I would be hard pressed to think a toddler can pull 10 pounds, but we will see. I'm gonna start with what I got, and I'll add more if I think they need to be harder to open. But at the moment, they're pretty good. I'm pretty happy with what it takes to open these. I can still close them and let them just kind of shut, which is nice. I don't have to worry about, did I walk away and them getting propped open? That just a normal close, they do latch. So I was a little concerned that I was taking away some of the ease of close or ease to open, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. And yeah, give these a shot if you want something not on the outside of your cabinet. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to leave me a comment, I really appreciate that too. I'd love to hear if you've got other solutions that work for you or things you liked or didn't like about mine. So thanks for watching again, guys.